Good morning. All right, so I saw that I was missing you early in the morning because you cannot kiss me before I go to work in the morning. Instead, what you do is that you put a video to cheer me up. 47 minutes ago, she did it, Penelope Pussycat can short talk. And I don't understand exactly what's the message here, but maybe you're talking about either you can talk because Penelope Pussycat, or maybe you meant to say like you're surprised because able to have a normal conversation. I don't know what's the message here, but I know what message I have today. Jesus giving me direction about the message. I said I'm a prophet. I hear from him and then I'm reporting what I hear. And today's message is: do not say that you are at peace. This is the message for today that I have to tell you. I'm not telling you what I want to tell you. I'm telling you what I hear from him. So, at peace. But I wake up this morning and he's telling me, say to her, don't say you're at peace. But of the times and the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, like at peace, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Talking about travail upon a woman with child. What I think happened here is that I did something, and you've been around for 8 months. When I'm looking at what I sowed something spiritual. An unborn baby spends around 38 weeks in the womb, but the average length of pregnancy, gestation, is counted as 40 weeks. This is because pregnancy is counted from the first day of the woman's last period, not the date of conception, which generally occurs 2 weeks later. So talking about the time when the baby is growing in the womb. Is it 9 months or 10 months pregnant? From a medical standpoint, doctors always talk in weeks and days, says obstetrician gynecologist and Flow Medical board member, whatever. Okay, a full term, Celestine. A full-term pregnancy is 40 weeks long, which equals 10 months. Yet commonly people talk about pregnancy as being 9 months long. And to give birth to a spiritual child. Regardless of lineage, we are not a spiritual children by birth. For the purpose of spiritual salvation, reconciliation with God by the faith of Jesus Christ. So, what it says here is that we are born from the flesh at birth, and as we go on with our life, when we are found of Jesus and we accept Him, then we become spiritual children. For the purpose of spiritual salvation is reconciliation with God by the faith of Jesus Christ. Is it simple enough for you? Now you know perfectly that in all your life, there's not one other man or woman, okay, anybody that tried to convince you as much as I did. So proving that I loved you more than any other. Because other people would try to convince you to accept them. Maybe not even really, okay? But certainly not, sacrificing their own relationship for you to accept Him. It's not been easy for me. I know it's not been easy for you neither. But because of your pride, you kinda say that it's not that hard for you, but really it is. It's just because you don't want to show vulnerability and weaknesses, because then you think that people are going to take advantage of you, especially me. But even when my dad saying to me, well, you should meet with her, I say to him, well, do you believe you have a Father in heaven? And when he's saying he does not believe, then I'm thinking, okay, so maybe it's not yet the time. I know that Samuel told me that I should not meet with you. Do you think it's because he wants to keep me for himself? For the work? I don't think so, because he said that if you would be willing, then he would leave the space for you. And also there's Kelly. I remember what Kelly told me about that. And she kind of said that first there's need to be part 3 of a weighted video that really seems to me like taking forever, but everything according to the time appointed. So here it's saying, okay, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travel upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So this also I found interesting because they put the Olympic Games of this year at Paris, and they show that there is a statue behind with something looking like an angel on top, but it's really okay. You see, they say that the children are playing in the rings, Olympic rings. Well, maybe it's referring to another type of rings. Kids play in Olympic rings set up on Place de Bastille, Friday, July 19, 2024, in Paris, France. And then there's concern about Russian participating to the Olympic Games. Maybe they think there's going to be some type of attempt. Okay, there's always those attempts going on. And then what you get to see is that you've got this statue behind, which is Colonne de Juillet. It's called Colonne de Juillet. They show it in July because Juillet is July. They show it in July. And it made me think about, it's looking a little bit like Goddess Victoria, but it's not Goddess Victoria because it's male figure with a torch. There's kind of stuff, okay, showing, but when I saw this, I was thinking it's bringing me back with the Nike, like the shoes, okay, Nike Goddess of Victory. The one statue that first was the subject when I would say like officially Kelly Barr, me and Jean Revel had put our efforts together against Jonathan Clegg. Okay, this really was the official confirmation, you know, regarding this subject of Goddess Victory is what had made it more like official that we were really combining our efforts against Jonathan Clegg. Because Jonathan Clegg, he had showed himself with the Nike and all in white head to toe like Klux Klan, and then I showed how you know, there was something with the Goddess Victory, and then it was what was starting officially people to understand that we were really okay. It's at this time that people understood that I don't know what to say, okay? It's like, who were the people that would be going after Jonathan Clegg, but on the forefront? I mean, the concern of Jonathan Clegg, where he perceived the threat, where was it? Over the house of Jean. Over the house of Jean, who were on the forefront of the fight? It was us. The twins, Karen Sullivan and Katie Edge, were like the way to make a bridge toward the house of Jean, from the house of Jean and the house of Jonathan Clegg. I see Karen and Katie as a bridge to link the two, because Karen and Katie, they were coming from direct contact with Jonathan Clegg at the Arc, And then Jonathan Fleck saying that they were at Jean house to take shelter. Then since Jonathan Fleck had directly, showed some of his secrets, obviously, to them, then there was, it was made like a bridge. And we were on the forefront. So, when I see again all the connection, Paris, the thing I've been saying, Eiffel Tower was, it represents to me, when I see it, it's an indication that she is coming out of the closet a little bit more. But now it's get to the point where at Paris, they show the very image for the Olympic Games to be as if it was her head. So it's getting me even more thinking, okay, so it's going to be really out of the closet then, because I'm just trying to see, okay, what's going on here, because obviously when I say this, the closest of it that I can think of would be Goddess Victoria. Goddess Victoria is representing when it became official who was really going to be on the forefront of the battle. Then you've got, this is the female. Okay, Goddess Victoria, female. But then you've got Place de Bastille, Colonne de Juillet, and this would be the male. There's always female version and male version. This would be female version, this would be male version. You see the symbolism with the phallus, okay, thing. I don't know if Goddess of Victory is also standing on a, okay, she also is, but it's kind of different. Okay? Anyway, whatever, I'm not sure exactly. Okay, it's displayed like this with Colonne de Juillet. Then with Goddess of Victoria, it's looking like this. It's kind of a difference. Well, there's many differences, but maybe I cannot have the knowledge necessary to decipher all of them. But I'm just giving the part that I think I know about. So, what is strange, okay? You got the Goddess Victoria, it's at Rome. But the Colonne de Juillet is in Paris. So I'm giving my part. And then if somebody else after bring a part, then maybe it's going to come together, make more sense than just my part alone. So here at peace. And it's not a time for peace. Before there was peace before, but now there's not peace anymore because there's spyings everywhere. So let's start with this, okay? She did it, Penelope Pussycat can sure talk. I don't exactly know what's the message here, but let's play it out.
It's been a long time, Sam.
Oh my God! You can talk!
not any hints anywhere. Okay, so I don't know exactly what to do with this. But concerning the thing with peace, men are now being arrested for playing video games. So this is kind of getting dangerous now.
That's a miserable reality that we are now facing. And, you know, along the way, we basically traded security for freedom. And now we will have we won't have either. We will have neither. And this is just how things have been going for so long right now.
Le nouveau Sorrento offre 3 rangées de sièges, des technologies de pointe et du confort pour tous. Voici le nouveau visage audacieux du Sorrento. Kia, du mouvement vient l'inspiration.
There's nothing more powerful than you. Making your thing happen. Really going for it. Doing business on your terms.
Why are you guys touching me? Hold on.
Put your hands behind your back.
Stand up. Suck my... So, we're all being spied on. Men are now being arrested for playing video games online.
The FBI is cracking down on voice chat and gaming. They're already monitoring everything you're saying on things like Roblox, Discord, Reddit. Most of y'all probably didn't know this, but you can even get banned from Fortnite if you say the wrong thing while you're in
So you see, okay, when I was brought to the police investigator, what they did, they showed conversation from the Facebook. Well, they could not make much sense of it, but they showed conversation from the Facebook. And, you know, in the past, people used to speak on the phone, you know, not texto. People used to speak from face to face. And now every communication is going through a screen from distance. People are scared of one another, and they keep safe. And after that, then where's the privacy? I don't know. And people feel lonely.
party chat with your friends. Yeah, not even random strangers, y'all. Fortnite is tracking everything you're saying while you're talking with your friends on there. PlayStation and Xbox also do this. So I really want y'all to know anything you say while you're on voice chat on anything, even if it's something as simple as recording yourself on TikTok and posting it to your drafts. Those drafts are visible.
But now even if you don't post the video, they can still grab it. Even if you don't post it. If you change your mind and do not post it, they still can grab it. So if you have a first thought and then you have a second thought, then they're going to go with whatever thought they want. And they say that it's a way to justify entering into your home and searching out your home and finding all your dirty secrets. So if you have a dildo hidden somewhere, they will find it.
Visible to certain employees, even if you don't post them, by the way.
I finished you.
Visible to certain employees, even if you don't post them, by the way.
Even if you don't post.
I finished you.
Visible to certain employees, even if you don't post them, by the way.
Even if you don't post.
I finished you to 2,500 consecutive likes.
You don't get talk. You're on and Xbox also do this. So I really want y'all to know anything you say while you're on voice chat on anything, even if it's something as simple as recording yourself on TikTok and posting it to your drafts. Those drafts are visible to certain employees, even if you don't post them, by the way.
I finished you to 2,500 consecutive life sentences plus 1,000 years.
Okay, so there's the pussycat here. Others pussycats. She did it, Penelope. Pussycat can sure talk.
Those drafts are visible to certain employees, even if you don't post them, by the way.
I sentence you to 2,500 consecutive life sentences plus 1,000 years. Once you pass away, you will receive an attempted escape charge with an additional 200 years being added to your sentence, which you will begin serving in the afterlife once you get to hell. Should you be reincarnated after your death and return to Earth as another person, you will be arrested at birth and you will spend your entire next life.
Be the bearer of bad news. The federal government just said that they're going to be spying on you playing video games to combat extremism. It seems the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are going to be partnering with gaming companies to fight extremist gamers. Government accountability office
They did this after 9/11 too.
Says that the FBI and DHS should use the same strategy that allowed them to police extremism on social media to regulate the gaming industry. And the Anti-Defamation League, super reputable, says that 20% of adult gamers and 15% of kids playing games report being exposed to white supremacy while gaming. What constitutes extremism? You may ask. Racially or ethnically motivated violence, anti-government or
abortion, animal rights,
or environmental
what
extremism.
The fuck?
You're pro-life, apparently. And all other domestic terrorism threats, which the FBI has already said includes going to church on Sunday. This is super constitutional.
That we now live in. And it's not going to get any better because as men are walking away from Western society, relationships in Western society, choosing to focus on themselves and their own happiness, they're taking money away from the state. Men are no longer congregating in society. A lot of men are no longer going to the gyms. They're building home gyms. They're staying at home. So what are they going to do? Well, they need to have a way of monitoring men. And how are they going to do it? Well, these guys are playing video games. So we're going to monitor Discord. We're going to monitor chat. And then guys, even then, they're pushing political and social narrative. So if they hear anything that they don't like, they're gonna use these new policies to come and get you so that they can enter your home. A lot of this, to be very clear, guys, a lot of this is being done just as a means that they can use to not only monitor you, but to enter your home. So we observed the behavior. That they don't like, they're gonna use these new policies to come and get you so that they can enter your home. A lot of this, to be very clear, guys, a lot of this is being done just as a means that they can use to not only monitor you, but to enter your home. So we observed the behavior or language that we deem inappropriate or dangerous. We need to go inside of your home and look around. And then once they can step inside of your home, they're going to take all of your stuff. They're going to start looking for anything that they can use against you to put you in prison, to put you in jail. This is it, to put you essentially on their house arrest and lifetime monitoring. That's what they're really looking for. This is just another push so that they can monitor us and control us and dig through our trash. Because guys, you have to remember that in Western society, men, specifically men, because this has nothing to do with women. They're not looking for women. They're looking for men. They don't like us. They absolutely do not like us. They HAT us. All right, that's how the society is structured. So they want to go to any level to make us miserable and to control us and to observe us like cattle. This is exactly how it is, and it's never going to end. It's never going to end.
The feds could be coming for you and maybe me, because that's right. In new reporting from The Intercept, it's been revealed that the federal government might be cracking down on, quote, extremist gamers. I guess that's not people who like games in an extreme way. Joining us now to tell us more about this story is the reporter Ken Klippenstein. Ken, welcome back to Rising. Great to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
So tell us what's going on here. I looked at your story, and it's kind of same old story. Some level of coordination and cooperation between a gaming company and the federal government, in the same way we've seen with social media. Tell us what the concern is and what's happening.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The federal government wants to take the arrangement that they've established with these social media platforms, by which agencies like the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and other parts of the national security community, dialogue with them, communicate with them about alleged threats, purported threats, and get information from them to help better inform their understanding of the so-called threat landscape. They want to take that and expand it to encompass gaming platforms. So things people say into their headsets, text-based stuff, basically take what they've done with social media and expand that to gaming.
And what they've done with social media, is something that has concerned a lot of us, given what we've seen from the Twitter files and other things, that it's not just, monitoring for actual violent extremism or terrorism, but with the social media companies ended up being very ham-fisted suggestions that they, moderate political content relating to elections, COVID, and some other subjects. And then also with video games specifically, these intelligence law enforcement has a history of, reaching out to kind of loner type people on the internet and actually like ensnaring them and entrapping them. So that is another thing I would worry about here.
Okay, so to explain why exactly they would do this, because everybody wants to know why they would do this. Is it because they are trying to sell us more stuff, because monitoring what we like, what we don't like, to help with the publicity that they should show us to sell more stuff? No, it's just another facade excuse. That's not the real reason. The real reason is because when they put stunt, those Hollywood stunts on television, and they say that's the news, they want to figure out how many people are going to believe it. When they are forcing people to do something, they want to figure out how many people are going to resist it. Okay, this is, to get an idea of the overall thinking, how the people overall thinks, and then to put in a list everybody that don't think like they want it to think. Okay, so the example, mentioned about 2020 with telling to everybody you need to do this because else you're going to have very bad health, or maybe you're going to die because we know what's better for you. Okay, this is an example. Before putting this stunt, they had first to monitor how many people would actually go for it. Okay, because to predict the people, then there was all those tests that are made, and then after that, when they think, okay, we got enough people that would do this, then they put up the stunt. There's enough people that are so gullible they would trust this, then we can pull up this stunt. I believe this is the main reason. But then there is all this other aspect of thing about Christians and who would raise their voice against, Antichrist and all of that. So I think this is the most easy explanation, more simple explanation, without much detail. Because, they don't do that for no reason. And if you think it's just because they want to sell more product, then how is it that it has to do with the political also? What is political? What is political? If the two parties are working for the same entity, then why they would still do it for the political? So it's not about political of the politic. It's the political about Do you go with the political or do you go with the faith? Do you believe in the man or do you believe in the God?
Yeah, I want to quote from the report that's sort of central to the story, which is a report put out by the Government Accountability Office that conducted an audit of these efforts to expand these mechanisms to gaming companies. It says, quote, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Department of Homeland Security have mechanisms to share and receive domestic violent extremism, threat-related information with social media and gaming companies. So basically, through the DHS's intelligence office, called the Office of Intelligence and Analysis, and the FBI's 56 field offices, they liaise with these companies in the form of briefings. The FBI has a tip center that it processes tips from these gaming companies through. And again, it's bi-directional. The national security agencies are giving them briefings and sharing with them information about what they consider to be threats. And then the gaming companies are communicating them to help inform their picture of what the threat landscape looks like.
I mean, guys, this is not...
So what is the interest of the gaming industry to blow the whistle about your political view? You know, this very concept of making an exchange in exchange of entertainment, then the demons can cripple to your soul. You see, okay, there is an exchange done between spirit and man. The spirit is offering something to the man that would be enticing to his flesh. In exchange, then he asks your soul. So the exchange of entertainment for to get information about are you going to sell your soul? What? Well, gaming industry making deals with company, government. Okay, I mean, this is creepy. When you figure out it's not to sell you more stuff, I mean, people could accept this. People could accept the fact that, you know, to know better about your tastes, and so the publicity are more directed to you personally. People could accept that, but this is creepy about what's the interest when it's no longer even about selling you stuff, where it's coming from. It's spirits, the spirit intention, the interest from spirit, and the exchange for, you know, in the entertainment. And after that, you know what I mean? What do you think it is when the actors and the celebrities, the singer, they say they sell their soul in exchange of celebrity, money, fame, all the women you can have, and all, I mean, there is an exchange, and they have to swear to destroy God's word in exchange for to satisfy every other desire. So people who don't believe in the Bible, and people who don't believe that there is a real spiritual trade that has been done, okay, then when you die and you go to judgment, then you're going to find out. So my message today is not a message of peace, but it's because what? Because if you think everything is fine when it's not fine, then I better tell you, okay, because what is truly loving someone is not telling what people want to hear so they get close to you, because then you lie to them to get more of their love. Well, that's not loving. It's not true love if you just say to people what they want to hear to get their love more at the expense of their, you know, to deceive them.
It's anti-consumer. It's anti-freedom. It's about control. It's about monitoring. It's about continuous and regular surveillance. And this is what we are facing right now. Okay, our freedoms are increasingly being taken away. This is the police state in and of itself. We know what happened back in 2020 where basically everyone was told what they could do, when they could do it, and how they could do it, and what they had to take, and if they didn't, there was gonna be hell to pay. All right, it's guys, like, it's what they want to put us on. It's just basically they want us to be on a prison planet, all right, where the prisoners are the guards, and they get they basically enforce the rules that are put in place by a select group of people that rule over all of us.
And also, there's got to be chaos under control, because if the end goal to all of this is not to kill everybody, but to get everybody as much as possible to get the mark of the beast, then they got to keep the chaos under control, because if everybody is getting dead, then they won't take any mark. And the end goal is that people take the mark of the beast, and if you're dead, then you don't take the mark when it's offered to you. People need to see a little beyond just the whole facade of all of it. Okay, they do first step, second step, third step. They don't offer you the mark of the beast when you are dead. They offer you the mark of the beast when you're alive. And when you get the mark of the beast, then you keep alive. And it says in those days, people will want to die, and they cannot die. The death shall flee from them. So that's why they control the chaos. There's plentiful way to get killed, but that's not what they want. They want people to take the mark of the beast. And he cause it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. You need to be alive to be able to buy or sell. So the mark of the beast is offered when people are alive. To keep you alive, they control the chaos, but they still want to know who's going to do what, and all those tests that are done. And then after that, they do estimation, and they make list of people who would not go along with it. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound. And that's why I think that they wanted to gather everybody over the house of Gene to put them all in one place. And he caused that all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So that's the first portion regarding mark of the beast, but there is another passage that's talking about it too, because it does not have only to do with buying or selling. Mark of the beast. Okay, there's Revelation 13, there's Revelation 14. I just showed you Revelation 13. Now Revelation, what's that? Revelation 4, what is this? Loading. Oh, let's see, yeah, okay. Revelation 14. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So, they don't want people dead, but they want to control the chaos until there's this mark of the beast to be offered to the world. But it's going to be presented as alien. Good alien that want to share their technology and to prove your allegiance because they save your flesh, they will offer a mark. Okay, so there's going to be this war about Christians saying to everybody, don't take that, because even though they say that it's because they want people to show allegiance, then it has nothing to do with just being part of a club. It's about getting something in your body that change completely what you are. So if they could convince so many people in 2020 with a shot, then how many people would be convinced if they present it as aliens saving people from imminent death from another alien race coming to destroy everybody? People fearing, wanting to save their life, lose their life. Okay, it says in the Bible, if you try to save your life, you lose it. If you lose your life for my name's sake, you will have more. So, but the controversy is that the mark of the beast giving you life that you cannot die anymore, but it's corrupted. So, it's not good. In those days, desire to die. Because since you are watching a little bit more than before, then it's better for me to show you this now while you are having interest, great interest even. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. So, the guy from the Gene Revel YouTube channel that is speaking with his nose, I would be curious to hear what he's got to say about this. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. You know, they concentrate a lot about talking about how the Lord is not Jesus. They say it's Satan. But the thing is that what they would say about this, and in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Remember that I called you death, and you are fleeing. And then if I get close to you, then what I have to gain? Because you even said to me 10 years ago that you rejected me, but also you said that your son Tomo had something to get from it, and you had something to get from it, but you said that I had nothing to get from it, or something like that. Okay, I mean, do you remember any of this? So, if I called you death, and you flee from me, but this also has to do with the mark of the beast. And when people get the mark of the beast, then they have life, but corrupted life. And then they want to die, and they cannot. So that's why they control the chaos. They just don't kill everybody on the spot, but they want to wait for Lucifer to come out of the bottomless pit with the fallen angels with him, and then after that they do the greatest, biggest, most deceptive illusion of all. Then people are offered the mark of the beast, and for those who takes the mark of the beast, then I just read to you about torment with fire and brimstone in the presence of the angels, the holy angels. So it's worse than that. So I had to show you this because the discussion has been going around a certain subject, and I think that other subject should be addressed too, to show the real intention. Because when I'm looking at it, what people are talking about, look, okay, Rodney Franklin, he thinks that I did on purpose put the thumbnail, but that's automated thumbnail, okay? When I'm making my videos, okay, you see that I don't take much time into making it beautiful and all. I don't even take the time to choose the thumbnail. It's automated thumbnail. The thumbnail was in the video somewhere, and automatically, I mean, maybe I can prove this. If I'm looking over my managed video, you see it's referring to this video here. And then Rodney was saying what?
People gonna deal with that piece.
Rodney was saying, why you use Priscilla Presley for the thumbnail? Lol, I know. Then I said, it's called automated choice, was not mine to make. Then he's saying, sure, beast feed for the Antichrist mirrored one, the Elvis. Well, if you go over manage video, this is the video about clickbait breastfeeding. You see this video here, detail. See, it's proven, auto-generated. So, another slap in your face, paranoiac, okay? Rodney, you were wrong. You see this, the thumbnail that Rodney said that I chosen because I wanted to show what Elvis Presley, Priscilla Presley. It's auto-generated. I didn't chose any thumbnail in particular. It says this is the auto-generated thumbnail that was picked from my 1 hour 33-minute video. It's auto-generated thumbnail picked from the system itself. It's not even me who did this. So when you call me a liar, I had a way to prove, look, I did not lie to you. You can trust me. I didn't lie. Auto-generated thumbnail. So going back over here, and at Rodney, what he did with this, I don't know. Let's check it out. They know, but will lose the game.
Marianne Como, why the fuck did you keep going over to Jonathan Nolan's page and commenting if you want all of this to stop and for him to stop making videos about you and harassing you and all of this? Why do you?
Because she wants it to stop, but she wants it to continue. She wants two things that are contrary. How do you think it was so difficult for me when I was there and trying to understand what she wanted? She wants two things that are contrary. What's about the link there?
Mary.
Okay. Rodney, run. I just showed you it was auto-generated thumbnail. You don't believe me? I just showed you.
Marianne Como, why the fuck do you keep going over to Jonathan Nolan's page and commenting if you want all of this to stop and for him to stop making videos about you and harassing you and all of this? Why do you keep it going? Like I said, you're playing the game right along with them. But I want to respond to the thumbnail that Jonathan Nolan decided to put on his video that he titled
I
something
didn't
about
decide.
breastfeeding. It's a picture of...
I didn't decide. You made assumption, you presumed, you had presumption, you guessed wrong, okay? You thought I was lying, I'm not lying. And what I can prove, I prove it.
that you're playing the game right along with them. But I want to respond to the thumbnail that Jonathan Nolan decided to put on his video that he titled something about breastfeeding. It's a picture of Priscilla Presley and Elvis. And when you think of breastfeeding, you think of a newborn baby. Like I've been saying in my videos, Elvis was literally Satan in disguise, the devil in disguise.
I need a new nose. Nouveau-né.
And the mirrored one, or what the Christians would call the Antichrist, is actually the son of Satan because he was created using Elvis's DNA. So that is the reason why Jonathan Nolan put a thumbnail of Elvis and Priscilla Presley, because Priscilla Presley is the mother of Elvis's only child, supposedly, which is Lisa Marie Presley. You know, breastfeeding represents a newborn. And the reason he put Elvis there, because the newborn belongs to Elvis. He is sick because he is part of this. He's part of the evil ones, just like his cousin Marianne. They know what the truth is. Just like when I made a video about...
Rodney, do you know what spirit is in you? Do you know what spirit is in you? You said to everybody, you're a goat. You even said about yourself, holy goat. You said that you had put a beam yourself in your own eye. So the credibility...
You know, Marianne Como, his cousin, she made this video and then she tagged me in it, and it was about Forrest Gump and Darth Vader. And I showed you the connection between Elvis and Darth Vader, Lisa Marie Presley. So both of them's in on it. It's just laughable how many so-called everyday people are in on this shit. I tell people, it's not just the celebrities in the government. It's just laughable how many so-called everyday people are in on this shit. I tell people, it's not just the celebrities in the government. You need to wake up.
And you need to wake up about yourself. Because if you didn't believe me when I declared my cousin Marianne to be saved, if you didn't believe me about that, then why would you believe me when I said that you are also going to be saved? If you don't believe me, then it means what? That you're heading for the fire lake? So maybe you should think about you first, and then after that, you go and say to the people that they are wrong.
Marianne Como.
Because if you listen to my old message, I already confess. I already confess. I know where I'm going. He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him, for he said, I am the Son of God. But what I said here, I said, Son of Man. When Jesus said to Peter, the Father hath revealed to you, not the flesh. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and stone the woman, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. But also then charge ye his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. So you've got Jesus entrusting Peter with his sheep. Why choosing Peter and not another person that would be more suitable? Well, the answer is because he was the most suitable. Because the goal choosing Peter for to do this was for to get people in the net. Peter was told by Jesus, throw your net over there, the right side of the ship. You're going to catch much. People are attracted to Peter because of the outward, how he is. That's why he's the more suitable. If he would have chosen somebody more holy, then people would not approach him. But the snare is that people get close to me because they think little of me. And when they are getting too close of me, then they realize that there was more than what the eyes meet. And it's too late already. And everybody's an hypocrite because MacGyver had put a YouTube channel putting a lot of defamation against many people, especially Jonathan Clegg, and yet he's suggesting to Mary Ann to put me under defamation and behind bars. So Mikey Guyver, you should also be put under bars for defamation over your YouTube channel. Are you not pointing fingers? I don't know about you, Mary Ann, but I would totally have this guy, Jonathan Nolan, under charges for defamation of character over the internet. You are a strong woman to even put up with that, let alone respond. The spreading of the rumors about the rape was not part of the lawsuit, but still had affected my life in a way because Vincent Renault was calling at my work when I was working at Rock and Deli, and he was putting those accusations on me. And if it would not have been because I was with my friend Samuel, then I might have had great consequences over those spreading rumors, defamation of character. I don't know about you, Marie-Anne, but I would totally have this guy, Jonathan Nolan, under charges for defamation of character over the internet. Hello, MacGyver. Anybody going over your YouTube channel? Well, that's pretty much defamation, star rat symbolism, and the flesh. You're not better than anybody else, MacGyver la bonté. So shut your mouth and stay in your car.
So I don't know how to
let my people go, but put me in prison. You live in your caravan. Defamation? Defamation? More defamation? MacGyver? You're doing what? Different than what I've been doing on my YouTube channel. Anybody that's calling for the police, the law to put somebody else in jail? How much spiritual you can claim to be, MacGyver? Why don't you ask the Holy Spirit to put me under bar instead of suggesting to go with the law of man to put me under bar? How much spiritual you can claim to be? Hypocrite. Defamation? Defamation? How many times you showed me, you called me a clown on your internet YouTube channel? Defamation?
Father, please help me with part 3 of Jonathan Kleck and my history. In Jesus' name, I do pray.
I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I guarantee you something's going to happen, because the Lord wouldn't have me doing this right now if something wasn't going to happen. I wouldn't be singing like this, just buzzing. I know Mike MacGyver hates up. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I guarantee you something's going to happen, because the Lord wouldn't have me doing this right now if something wasn't going to happen. I wouldn't be singing like this, just buzzing. I know Mike MacGyver hates that. Right, Mike?
Jonathan,
So, yeah, anyway,
you don't know me.
just buzzing, and I told Lex,
The thing about Mike MacGyver hates that is I claim that Jonathan is trying to teach what I give him.
have you looked at the channel that they're at? I'm sorry, the Gene Rebel channel is pure Satans. All they do is accuse, attack, malign, and hate.
I'm not a part of that, okay? Actually, they rejected me because I just wouldn't be like them. But anyways, it was mainly Mr. No Lions Joe. It was mainly Mr. No Lions Joe, Jonathan No Lions' fault.
Okay, that's very interesting too, because MacGyver saying that he was not part of Gene house, but Mary-Anne relying a lot on the voice of Gene and his channels, and MacGyver encouraging her to put another lawsuit on me. I thought MacGyver was not part of it.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the channel that they're at? I'm sorry, the Gene Rebel channel is pure Satanism. All they do is accuse, attack, malign, and hate.
I'm not a part of that. Okay? Actually, they rejected me because I just wouldn't be like them. But anyways, it was mainly Mr. No Lion's, Jonathan No Lion's fault, which is now the hireling. But Jonathan's into this art stuff. Okay? This is omagari, whatever the Chinese folding art is. Think about it. Chinese folding art. They fold paper, and it's an art. Meanwhile, what they're doing here is an art on the money. And Jonathan's a part of it.
On one hand, he's saying that nobody would ever speak this way. So because it's written like this, it means that God is telling us that we all fell to the earth from heaven. And he's speaking that the earth, as it's used here, is a planet. They fell from heaven.
It's either one or the other.
Fallen angels. And not that they had just fallen to the dirt.
Are you worried about
like what would
pissing
happen
off a
if you were to
certain group
fall
of
off
people?
a horse?